What's up and welcome to the DualSense podcast for episode 170. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Jason, of course, and I'm joined by your other co-host, who is simply known this evening on the podcast service as No. Kind of like that Bugs Bunny meme. He's otherwise known as Travis, of course. Travis, what's going on tonight? Que
They
pasa?
they updated the cheese good. They updated the UI on this, and it said title, and then it asked me for a name, and so I said no to the title, and I was like no to the name. Why
Yeah,
do we need to do this?
they sure did update the UI, didn't they? Because I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Maybe it'll
Yeah,
keep. Maybe, if it means that we no longer disconnect randomly for no good reason, then I'm fine with
mhm.
it. I guess.
Yeah. God forbid. Listen, I'm really looking forward to being old, and
Yeah,
I'm already at the age of 32. I hate change, so I'm getting there really quick.
yeah, yeah. You haven't even. I mean, you haven't even got to 40 yet, and you already are who you are.
Yeah, and lucky that Obama didn't run at this age because I would have been all against his campaign. Change what, buddy? I'm not changing shit.
The
Uh,
truth is, does any of them change anything? No,
no, you know how it is.
no,
I
no, no,
get it.
no. They
I
don't.
think they think they're going to, and then they see how crazy it is.
Yeah, there's no
I'm
doubt.
sure it's a mess.
Yeah, I'm sure some get in with the best of intentions, and they get in there, and it's just like,
Mhm,
nope, can't do that. Oh,
mhm.
wow, what did I get myself into? Like, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
do this. Well, actually, you can't do that. Well,
right.
I said I told everybody I would. Well, you can't. Okay.
You know, Evan Almighty had a pretty big impact on my opinion of how politics work, so pretty sure John Goodman's in there's a John Goodman in every Senate, right?
Oh, anyway, let's see here. What else do I have to discuss with you tonight? I thought there was something I wanted to discuss. So you've had a sneezing fit. We had to delay recording for about 4 or 5 minutes because,
Mhm,
as you know, you being yourself, you have these fits where when you sneeze, you don't just sneeze once or twice like most normal people. You sneeze, no, like a dozen times, maybe 15, 20 times over the course of, 5 or 10 minutes. It's
mhm.
pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really, convenient at a funeral.
Please tell me it's happened to you before.
No, but I think about it. You know what I mean? Like, you just stuff you worry about. Like, anytime I go into a situation where I need to be quiet, like, "Oh, there's a bunch of babies sleeping in here," it's like, if I start fucking sneezing, I know it. And, like, you know what I mean? It's just the back of your mind.
Sure. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like IBS for you, but just sneezing
yeah.
for
Yeah.
me.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair. I do often think about having to shit my asshole off at the biggest moments of either my life or other
Mhm.
people's lives, you know?
My wife hates it when I start sneezing, and she'll be like, "Can you stop? Like, I have control over it," you know? Like,
Yeah,
"Can
I
you
mean
stop?" I'm like, "Now you know how I feel when you talk."
Uh, oh, shit.
Oh, good.
That
Anyway,
was good.
hope she
Ooh,
doesn't listen.
that caught me off guard. Probably doesn't. She probably doesn't listen to this horse shit. But,
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, Travis, we are a weekly podcast where you and I get together and we discuss all things PlayStation that's happened in the last week or so, including news, rumors, new game releases, and much more. The catch is that we do it all in under 90 minutes for you lovely folks who don't have forever to listen to a podcast. And we post new episodes every Monday on all of the usual podcast services as well as the YouTube if you prefer to listen there. You can also find us on social, not social. You can find us on social media on X. We go by at the DualSense Pod, but we're also on the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Threads. And our website is the DualSense Podcast wordpress.com. You can get the shows there as well, show notes, our photos, bios, all that lovely stuff. And we would love to hear from you. So please find us, chat some PlayStation with us, or just, shoot the shit with us, as it were. We love shooting the shit metaphorically, not, not literally, but figuratively shooting the shit. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I do. It depends. Anyway, let's get into the week's news here, Travis. Quickly, about half the time that we have the last 2 weeks. Starting with number one, PlayStation subsidiary Bungie is the latest and perhaps highest profile developer yet to be hit by the layoff bug this week, as Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that Bungie CEO Pete Parson informed employees on Monday of staff reductions. As the news began trickling out that the Halo and Destiny creator had laid off numerous staff, many affected by the cuts took to social media to confirm their departures from the company. The reductions reportedly included around 100 staff of their approximately 1,200 headcount and appeared to heavily affect social media, community management, and PR staff, including Destiny 2 community manager and Bungie co lead of accessibility, Liana Rupert, but went as far as legendary composer Michael Salvatore, who had worked with Bungie for over 25 years on nearly every game that they made, including the original Halo. Jason Schreier also reported that Bungie has delayed Destiny 2's last expansion, called The Final Shape, from February to June of 2024, although that's not been announced or confirmed, and that they've also pushed the highly anticipated Extraction first person shooter Marathon from 2024 to 2025, according to his sources. A release date was never announced for Marathon or even a release window, but was likely planned for a late 2024 release based on the game being in pre alpha when it was announced in May of this year. Bloomberg says the layoffs and delays come after Bungie's 2023 revenue fell 45% below 2023 projections due to a massive dip in popularity for Destiny 2. Later in the week, after talking to sources within Bungie, Forbes writer Paul Tassi reported that several Bungie executives had forfeited annual bonuses in an attempt to help with the layoff situation, although they refused to cut their annual compensation. However, much of the $1.2 billion that Bungie received from Sony for employee retention when they were acquired has already been spent on buying out employees and their respective shares in Bungie, so there is essentially nothing left of the $1.2 billion to help avoid layoffs. With that said, no one internally at Bungie seems to be placing blame at Sony's feet for the mess the developer currently finds itself in, according to Tassi sources. In fact, it is understood, according to Forbes, that had Sony not purchased the Destiny maker for $3.6 billion in 2022, that Bungie likely would not have survived as an independent entity due to how poorly the Destiny 2 has been performing this year. And finally, Forbes sources revealed that, in a general sense, Destiny 2's The Final Shape DLC is very much a quote-unquote make or break moment for the game and potentially the franchise at large. All right, so I know that was a lot, but what do you make of this situation?
Yeah, you keep writing these dissertations, man, on the first one. So it's like the fourth week in a row you've wrote a thesis.
I know. I'm trying to be very informative here, very
It is
insightful.
very informative. I'm criticizing you, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. It's out of love, not hate.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, we're on episode, what are we on, 170? I think this is the 160th episode where we've talked about layoffs. Like,
Layoffs.
it's a legitimate thing. It's a legitimate thing. There's a couple of things that really stuck out to me. I guess three things. The first one was I was wondering if you were going to mention the money that Sony gave them for employee retention, because I couldn't remember the number, but I remembered when
Mm-hmm.
when Sony bought Bungie, I remember them having an employee staff retention number, and I thought that was silly at the time. Like, what do you need that for?
Sure.
And then of course now they need it. And the fact that they've already spent over $1 billion in retention, and all they've done is basically buy out people's shares and give them, not stipends isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. What is it called when they let you go and they give you like
Like
a
a
thing?
severance.
Yeah, like that's all they've done. Like,
Yeah, I don't
neither of those
understand
things
that.
are retention.
No.
Neither that's retention.
Yeah, I don't understand
Retention
that
means
part
to
at
keep.
all.
Yeah, so why are we using that money, retention money that's earmarked for retention? Why are we using that money to make people go away?
Mhm.
Like, that I don't understand at all.
Yeah. Instead of keeping them, we're getting rid of them.
Right. It's fine.
Hmm.
Beside the point, I guess. But that's amazing to me, regardless of if they use it to retain or to pay off, for lack of a better term, to buy out.
Hmm.
That's an insane amount of money for that for a company, I think.
Definitely.
Regardless, if they told me Twitter did that or Chase Bank did that, I think that was wild. Like, that's unbelievable to me.
Mhm.
The other part I thought was really interesting was the idea that Bungie might not even exist if Sony didn't buy them out in 2022.
Uh-huh.
That's actually more wild to me than spending over $1 billion
I agree.
in buyouts. Like Bungie is like, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Halo is Halo, of course, and I know it only lasts for so long, right? Like,
Mhm.
you could pick like, there's sports teams that were good in the 80s that aren't good anymore, right? Sometimes you just kill it and then all of a sudden you suck forever, right? But Bungie doesn't feel like that to me.
Right.
Especially with Destiny. Like, Destiny 1 was great, Destiny 2 is great, but it's been out for a while. And that kind of brings me to my third point. And we've talked about this before, I think, but remember when Destiny came out and they were like, we want it to be a 10-year game.
Mm.
And my interpretation of that was they were going to release Destiny 1, 2, 3, 4, like every year. I was going to get a Destiny with a new number, like a cyclical game like FIFA. And then you were like, no, 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 no. It's just basically like a 10-year live service. Like the idea is that we keep getting these updates, like the final phase or whatever it's called. And I thought that was ridiculous. I thought that would never work. But in that same time period, though, if you would have told me a game like Fortnite could work or a game like
True.
Warzone could work, I would have told you that was insane too. But even when I saw Fortnite and Warzone and these other live services that actually work, Genshin Impact, when I've seen them, I still didn't think the Destiny model would work.
Sure.
It just didn't feel the same to me for whatever reason. Not really sure why. To me, Destiny is replayable, but it's not. Like, it gets stale to me.
Yeah.
And even though in Call of Duty you're doing the same exact thing, maybe it's just the pacing, right? Maybe it's the pacing because you could spend hours doing a raid, right?
Yeah.
Doing monotonous things, trying to get enough whatever you need. I forget what the stuff's called, but you're so over here grinding, trying to get some armor or whatever, or a exotic weapon, right? In Call of Duty, like, man, we're here. Fuck, I got killed. Okay, drop back in. Let's go. Like, go to the gulag. Drop back in. Let's go. Like, it's. I think that games like Fortnite and Warzone fit kind of the attention span better. It's just a different type of gamer, I think, that's gonna sit down and play Destiny 2 and grind. Like, it feels like a PC crowd to me, but that's beside the point. But,
Yeah, it's more of an RPG. I mean, it is an RPG.
yeah, none of that made sense to me, but those are the 3 big things I took away, but I think it brings up an interesting question, which is, 1, Sony bought them in like, last year, right? It's been a
Yeah.
year. I wonder what numbers they were seeing a year ago. Would they have bought Bungie for the same amount today?
Yeah. I would doubt it, but
Right. Then that takes us to forecast, and we've talked about forecast before, right? It's like the weatherman. You're pissing in the wind, right? But to be 46% off is massively bad, like, for example, at my job, when I came into work on Wednesday, we missed forecast by 44%, and I was like, "That's fucking unbelievable," right? Like,
yeah.
so yeah, I'm seeing it in multiple areas, right? It seems like it's a thing across different industries and different business types. That's very fascinating to me outside of the gaming world because clearly
Right.
this is a problem for everybody in forecasting. And the idea that people have been talking about a recession forever and we haven't really seen it, at least in my opinion. But all of a sudden to see people just stop buying stuff in the last like 6 weeks. It's really weird. And
Yeah.
clearly Bungie's feeling that too, but more than 6 weeks, but they're feeling it, right? So I think that's a really big comment on kind of the industry as a whole than necessarily just Bungie.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think a lot of red flags here for me. If we weren't, to your point, if there weren't all of these other industries and entities reporting, losses and hits to their forecasts, et cetera, I would almost suspect Bungie of cooking the books in order to push through a purchase from PlayStation. I'm not saying that's what they did, but if there weren't
Right.
all these other things around them and around the economy, that's what it would look like to me. Because to your point, 45% is a huge misfire. I mean, that's not even fucking close. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not even close.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a red flag to me. Now, there's a lot of variables, like most businesses and industries. Number one, they're relying on them keeping their customer happy in one of the most direct ways possible. And gamers are fickle. It doesn't take much to piss us off.
Right.
If they made an update and the time to kill, was off for 30 days, that's enough to piss off a big chunk of the player base.
Right.
If they,
I mean, ask Payday.
yeah, there you go. It killed Payday pretty much, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And, if they raised microtransaction prices by 30%, that's enough to do it right there. So there's all these variables, of course, but the other, I guess, point or part B of that is that when you're a video game company that is relying on a singular property and one singular product to support your company, meaning Destiny, then you have to understand in the best possible way what your customer wants, and you cannot take that for granted. And it's obvious. I mean, we don't play Destiny anymore, but it's obvious from this and all of the reporting coming out that they've really messed up somewhere along the way. And I was, reading some other stuff today about the player counts being down, people not happy with how much it costs to buy stuff in the game,
Mhm.
how much the expansions cost, the quality of the expansions, all that. I think they know as much because they, I guess, they are telling the guy from Forbes that they feel that the next expansion is very much make or break, which is wild to me. Like you said, that Bungie even finds themselves in this situation. It's so bad that they fired the guy, Michael Salvatore, who's like one of the most legendary composers in all of video games. He did the
Yeah,
sound.
that's odd, right?
Yeah, he did the soundtrack. The original score for all the Halo games for Destiny, like all that Gregorian chant shit that's like iconic in the
Yeah.
Halo games and
You know
shit.
what's funny? In my head, he's worked twice in 20 years. He made the score for Destiny, he made the score for Halo, and
Sure.
he's just been chilling in an office up there.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they thought we could just contract a dude
Yeah, they'll
for
probably
like,
just
hey, we'll
AI
pay
it.
you fucking AI. Yeah, buy an AI program.
Mhm.
That's a good point too.
That's the
Maybe
scary part.
he's obsolete now, right?
Could be. He very well
He
could
could be
be.
an extra in Sopranos.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, I think the fact that they fired him, they fired the community manager for Destiny 2. I mean, that tells you a lot right there. I mean, it tells you a lot.
Tough.
Also, it's pretty weird that you fire a lot of your community social media PR staff when that's what you need the most right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they fired those. I mean, they fired all the people they need the most right now, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong; they need designers and everything to make the game good and all that type of shit. Like, yeah, of course, but these people are on the very front lines with not with everyone on the internet, with your players, etc. And you fired the majority of them. It's like I don't know, man. It's all very odd, and we talk a lot on here about game companies shooting themselves in the foot and stuff like that. And it sounds like Bungie better be, kissing PlayStation's ass a little bit for
Mhm.
bailing them out in a way.
Oh, yeah, maybe they'll just use PlayStation's marketing people, right?
They could be. That could be the case. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we talk about the marketing machine of Sony and PlayStation, and they definitely could. They could roll that functionality, that vertical, into them possibly. And just need less in house of all those things. Very possible. Anyway, crazy to think about overall where they're at. They don't seem they very much do not seem out of the woods.
No,
They we'll have to see what happens next year
right.
and with Marathon. The crazy thing is that Marathon has like the reveal trailer has over 20 million views on YouTube.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Oh, I am too. I
Right.
mean, people are crazy excited for that game.
Yeah,
So
but you made a good point. Like you're Bungie. It's a legendary studio. Let's not fool around with it, right?
mhm.
And like the idea that you put all your eggs into one basket is fucking insane.
Yeah, that
Like what are you doing? It's
yeah
such a gamble.
yeah. I mean, hindsight's 2020, but in hindsight, they probably should have already had another IP to market. Years ago. The first Destiny came out in 2013. Like you were saying, that was the 10-year game. So in theory, we would be in the 10th year of the first Destiny game right now. I think Destiny 2 came out in 16 or 17. I can't remember. So we're in year 6, 7, or 8 of that game. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have
Yeah.
had something else to market by now. It's like they're a little bit too late on that part. But with that said, Marathon does look great. All right, number 2. A significant rumor popped up this week regarding PlayStation's plans for live service games, though the rumor should be taken with a massive grain of salt. It comes from Reset Era member Head on the Block, who claimed that Sega and Bandai Namco are all working on PlayStation exclusive games, with Sega working on an IP that will quote wipe the floor end quote. hinting at a Wipeout revival of some sort. The same user also said that Sony, quote unquote, forced several of its first party studios to work on online projects, but has since scaled back its plans for live service games and is, quote, using third party to catch up on some IPs, end quote, such as the likes of the aforementioned Bandai Namco and Sega, further intimating that Sony has plans to revive legacy IP. So, what do you think about the idea in general, and what would be some legacy IP you would like to see revived from PlayStation?
Did you mean to put an oxymoron there at the beginning?
Which part?
The massive grain of salt.
Oh yeah, did you like that?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, the wipeout thing. I know you like wipeout. I don't care.
It could be
When I
cool.
said wipe the floor, well, okay, I assumed it was just like a sweeping simulator. Sweeping the porch, cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
but no, I mean,
Sega and Wipeout makes a lot of sense to me, by the way, for some reason. Like they just seem to go together. But continue.
yeah, I could see that in a way, like the whole twin stick thing, and
Hmm.
I could get behind it, I
I think of
guess.
like Crazy Taxi, and I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, the pacing of it seems to line up with what they're good at.
mhm,
But no, like, Sony forcing several other people to first party studios to work on online live service games, yeah, that sounds legitimate to me.
mhm,
Like, I think that's the only reason that there is as a Last of Us Factions, that there's a Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I don't think those
mhm,
people wanted to make that necessarily.
mhm. Could be.
I think there's some solid validity to that. The other thing about third party catch up with some IPs, yeah, that makes sense too. Look, like when you said Jim Ryan was leaving, my first thought was like they're going to scale back on some of this live service stuff. So
Mhm.
this whole thing is kind of fitting with what I already thought. Like I could have written this just for my own
Yeah.
conspiracies. Like I think they made people think Sony legitimately made people push them into IPs or online things. I think that's a real thing. Live service IPs, I mean, multiplayer stuff. Some of
Mhm.
them probably didn't want to do it. It's probably not coming out because we've been asking where are these things? Well, think about it though. If you've been asked to do shit you don't want to do, there's not going to be any like what is your motive, right? We have to do it. Like it's just not going to be good probably.
Yeah.
They bringing in these third party people we've seen them buy, Bungie for example that did really well with Destiny until this year. But they would bring them in to fix it. That's what you would do. You'd go buy somebody to try to fix it. You'll bring in an expert. You want a subject matter expert. And that was the best one available at the time, right? All of that lines up to me.
Yeah.
So all of that seems like I see a lot of smoke there is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me old school IPs to revive,
Mhm. PlayStation exclusive ones.
PlayStation exclusive ones, see, I'm not good at this. You know this.
Well, SOCOM is one. That's the obvious one for
Very
me. Like, I mean, that's a fucking
is
no-brainer.
right.
Legend of Dragoon could be one potentially for like Bandai Namco. They do all the JRPG stuff. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. Does Driver fall under that?
no, that's a Ubisoft game. But
Mm,
you got.
yeah, okay.
I'm trying to think of what other kind of legacy they get. You got like. Well,
See, I didn't
I was gonna say Crash, but Activision owns Crash, so
right. You can't do Max Payne.
no, you got like Paw Rapper the Rapper, and
I don't care about that. That sucks.
no, it's stupid. What else? What else is dead that Sony has killed? Killzone, of course. Resistance.
I think Resistance never comes back. I could see Killzone or SOCOM coming back.
Mhm.
Killzone more than SOCOM.
Really? Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. I feel like I do kind of agree with that. Mainly because I think there's a reluctance, and I'm just talking out of my ass, but I feel like there's a reluctance to do a full on straight up military sim shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know if, I mean, maybe though. I mean, maybe now that with the whole Microsoft thing, but I just feel like there is a reluctance to do a SOCOM military shooter revival because in the past of the relationship between Call of Duty and PlayStation from a marketing standpoint, but maybe that'll change. Yeah, I mean, I mean, like I said, this is a rumor. It's a big rumor. To your point, it doesn't line up. We've heard about, you know, obviously Jim is gone. We've heard about studios at PlayStation not being happy with the pivot to games as a service, et cetera. Now we're hearing that they're scaling back and that they're going to third party to try to fill the gap with some single player exclusive games by bringing back some older stuff. Although Wipeout would surely be multiplayer. I mean, but anyway, the obvious, like I said, the obvious choice for me personally of a game to revive, a IP to revive, is SOCOM. I mean, that's a no-brainer. They gotta do that immediately. Immediately. Number 3, Sony announced the November PlayStation Plus Essential tier games for this week, as well as a new perk for subscribers. The games include Mafia 2 Definitive Edition for PS4, asymmetrical online action game Dragon Ball The Breakers for PS4, and a third person co op survival shooter Aliens Fireteam Elite for both PS4 and PS5. Also, PlayStation Plus subscribers can receive an additional 15% discount on all content available for purchase or rental on the Sony Pictures Core app during the month of November. And finally, PlayStation Plus premium subscribers can now stream supported PS5 games without having to download them in North America. So, all the streaming support has now come to all the markets that they were going to bring it to. So, what do you think about any of this?
I mean, I think the game list is too bad. I enjoy the Mafia games. Mafia 2 is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually played that one
You
again.
did.
Dragon Ball is the only anime I know of, so that's cool. And then,
Sure.
I've heard of Fireteam Elite.
It's neat. It's
People
cool.
seem to enjoy it. Yeah, so, like, I don't think it's bad at all. Yeah, as far as the core stuff, don't care.
Yeah.
It is a nice feature that you know, you can stream these PS5 games without downloading them. The supported ones, I do like that, so
Hmm.
hopefully that expands out a little bit. We get some more options with that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get used to that because I still, my first instinct with any game is to, hit download, right? Not stream. But I pretty regularly like try games out, just for a little bit or whatever the case. Even the PlayStation game trials that are on the premium tier, you can stream most, if not all of those. And those would definitely be more helpful to stream some of those because you usually have to download the entire game uh, when you do the trials, like literally the entire game, no matter how much
Mm.
time it is. So the streaming part definitely would come in helpful there. As far as the games, Aliens Fireteam Elite is pretty cool. It's a nice 4-player, if I remember, co-op game. I played it for a little while with Jacob. It is pretty neat. It's a fun little third-person shooter. Not very scary. It's just hectic. It's like a big horde mode shooter basically. So won't play Mafia 2 or Dragon Ball. Those Mafia 2 runs at like 30 FPS, I think, and I don't even know what Dragon Ball The Breakers is, but that sounds kind of dumb. So yeah. So speaking of streaming, Travis, let's move on to number 4. We have a lot of news nuggets. A lot of news nuggets. Feel free to jump in here. The first nugget: Sony Interactive Entertainment announced this week that it has acquired video delivery solutions company iSize. The British firm specializes in deep learning for video delivery, which uses machine learning to produce higher quality video at a significantly lower bit rate, which reads to me like they're trying to make game streaming far more efficient, which I think could be very cool, especially for the soon to launch PlayStation Portal. PlayStation announced this week that the Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds will be launching December the 6th, while the Pulse Elite headset is launching February 21st. Pre-orders for the earbuds go live through PlayStation Direct on November the 9th. Also, the PlayStation Link USB adapter, which is included with both headsets, will be available a la carte for $24.99. And I think that comes with the Portal too. I'm not quite sure, but
The earphones or the sneaky link?
the Link thing, I think it comes with the Portal, but I could be wrong.
Does it look like, Link?
It's just a USB adapter is all it is.
Stupid. They missed some marketing opportunity there.
They did.
Maybe they shouldn't have fired them all at Bungie.
Yeah.
How much are the earbuds? I forgot what you told me.
The earbuds are 200. Yeah.
God, just go fuck yourself.
I know.
What are you
I
doing?
I want them so bad, though. I do want them so bad. I'm gonna wait and see how they review.
I could buy half of a PlayStation.
I know, and then you got PS5 Pro next year. It really is brutal.
What are we this is why nobody buys anything. What's your forecasting on that?
Yeah. Yeah, touche. The Elite is 150, so maybe that's more your speed in February. Tell your wife.
No.
Tell your wife to get you the Elite for Valentine's gift. There you go. You're welcome out there, fellas. By the way, and tell your girlfriends too. Fuck it. Speaking of all this,
Maybe they could get them together and they could split it.
Speaking of all this, I did pre-order a PlayStation Portal today.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed in me?
No, I'm just wondering how you feel.
I mean, it hurt. It's a couple.
I'm not surprised.
I mean,
I wonder if you're having buyer's remorse.
I mean, it hurts, a couple $100, but I don't know. If I don't like it, I'll sell it on eBay or something, or maybe
Yeah.
one of you lads out there.
I love this. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're good for it.
You're good for it.
Ah, yeah, guys, I got fuck you money.
Yeah, I got lots of fuck you money. I got fuck all of you money. Uh, Next nugget, Travis. Hey, this one's for you. A large, new, girthy Gran Turismo 7 update dropped this week, which features a new Spec 2 opening movie, whatever the fuck that means. Fucking GT nerds. 7 new cars, not cards. A new Lake Louise circuit with 3 layouts, 3 cafe menus, updates to world circuits, Gran Turismo Sophie implementation for Quick Race on PS5. That should be cool. 50 new challenges, a paddock added to multiplayer menu, whatever that means, 4-player split screen races on PS5, new scapes, and an updated UI. And if it lasts more than 4 hours, Travis, be sure to call your medical provider.
The UI is nice. It's better. I thought honestly the UI sucked, but it's much better now.
Uh-huh.
The 50 challenges are pretty cool. They're like licenses, but they're master licenses, so they're obviously more difficult than the normal licenses. I can't see myself doing them, but it's pretty cool. Like it's a nice touch. I think this update's actually pretty good. The
Mhm.
Spec 2 movie is like at the beginning of Madden, they used to play like a little highlight video. It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Lake Louise is actually on snow.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and it's the track looks like a snowboard pipe, like a you know what I'm talking about? What do they call those things?
Like a half pipe thing
And,
or a
yeah,
luge or
but it's,
whatever
like,
the
really
fuck?
long, and they have, like, those blue markers on them and stuff, and you can buy snow tires for your cars, so, like, it's pretty cool. I hope they do an online race on it because it'll be great chaos, but, it does feel different than the rally courses on the game.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the snow in, say, WRC, but, that I would never expect it to be. Gran Turismo is, like, it's tarmac, the rest of the stuff's on there ought to be on there.
Mhm.
But no, it's a really nice update
Well,
for
good.
that game.
Yeah, Kaz bringing the heat for you guys a couple of years later. Or did it come out in 22 or 21?
I don't know.
Last year, right?
It came out this decade.
Yeah, I think it was last year. Time flies when you're having so much fun as we are here. Next nugget.
Ugh,
PSVR 2 game Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord is getting 2 free DLC modes called Heist and Seek, and that's clever, and
I like
Infestation.
it.
No release date was given for either mode, however. Sony also updated the PlayStation Stars program with a lineup of fresh collectibles for the month of November if you're interested. I need to go look and see what the campaigns are. I love getting those free coins, for shit.
Yeah, I like the coins and I like getting the trophies that I don't put in my trophy case.
Oh, I have
I just
I have some of
like to
mine.
have them.
I've
I
got
have random ones, yeah. I
yeah.
haven't updated it probably since, I don't know, April.
Yeah, I've got a Shuhei bobblehead, a PS3, and what's my other one? That's like the top 3 displayed ones or whatever. I need to go fix that actually. They need to put it on PS like they need to put it like actually on the PS5, like not just the app that you can do that
Yeah,
shit.
it's irritating. I you get a helmet for playing Gran Turismo, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool actually. Also, a Rolling Stones music pack released for Beat Saber on PSVR 2 this week if you're interested.
And hear me out, that makes me wanna get a PSVR 2.
Really? Wow.
I love the Rolling Stones, like,
Is it because you are one?
unabashedly.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Means you're a Rolling Stone, man. You never settle down.
Oh, like Papa was a Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
Who sings
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
The
Bob Dylan.
Judds? Oh,
Oh,
they
Bob Dylan. I
they
thought,
both suck, who cares?
whoa, whoa. Take it back.
Roy Orbison pisses more talent than Bob Dylan.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that, but still.
But
Anyway,
name one
next
Bob
nugget.
Dylan song.
I don't know, man.
Exactly. But you can name 6 Backstreet Boys songs.
I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
alright. Anyway, just to let
That's
you know, I'm
optimal. I can name
participating.
6 off one album. Anyway.
Right. That's because they only had 1. I'm, participating in no Nickelback November, so if you need me, I will
Oh,
not be listening to Nickelback.
same. Same. Absolutely. All right. Next nugget here. Website Video Games Chronicle reported that Ubisoft will be shutting down online functionality for several older titles on January 25th, including Assassin's Creed Liberation HD on the PlayStation 3. Ubisoft Massive's Avatar Frontiers of Pandora recently let media go hands on, and most people walked away impressed, although a major complaint was the lack of wayfinding in the game in regards to objectives. So apparently it's like very, very open. It wants you to find things organically, look for landmarks, etc. Which, doesn't sound terrible. So I'm super stoked for this game. Also, Alan Wake creative director Sam Lake, not Sam Lake, typed Sam Lake.
What is
Sam
that? What
Lake.
is Sam Lake?
Sam Lake is the creative director for Alan Wake, and he's also the likeness for Max Payne. Anyway, he told GQ this week that he wants to make a, quote, crazy, huge budget, dark gothic fantasy game, end quote. And that sounds fucking dope. I would love for them to do something like that. Also, Capcom's recent financial reporting has revealed it will release a quote-unquote major unannounced game by the end of its current fiscal year, which ends at the end of March, and is likely a Monster Hunter title. So, fart noise. Also, Insomniac Games revealed that Spider-Man 2 and their upcoming Wolverine game exist within the same universe, and canonically, is that how you say that? Canonically? Let's go with canonically.
Nope. It's canonically.
Thank you. Canonically are in the Spider-Man 1048 comic book universe. So there's a crossover coming inevitably at some point.
Yes. And the only reason I know canonically is because that's how they reference Jack the Ripper's 5 known victims, confirmed victims, the canonical 5.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Jack the Ripper coming in clutch here for the DualSense podcast. Also, game industry legends Hideki Kamiya and Shinji Mikami, I have typos all through this thing, are hosting a conversation about their careers and their future plans at a festival in Tokyo in December, perhaps intimating that the two are working together on a new game. There's some people very excited about this tease.
Mm-hmm. How can you tell you spell their names wrong?
I know because I know Shinji Mikami's name is not Shinky Mikami.
Oh.
Also, now that the PS5 Slim has made it into the wild, it was confirmed this week that the console and even the disk drive model requires a connection to the internet to update the firmware to allow the drive to work. Along those lines, the first images of the systems made their way online this week, and the digital edition looks notably sleek, while the disk drive model is horrendous. It looks extra pregnant. And finally, Call of Duty insider Charlie Intel claimed this week that a new PlayStation advertisement indicated that the new PS5 Modern Warfare 3 bundle will be sold for $500, meaning that the game comes free as a part of the bundle. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
Do you like the name Charlie Intel? I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too. Because every time I read it, I'm like, "You want to maybe pop your fucking eye out your fucking head for that motherfucker Charlie Intel?"
Anyway. That's good.
Next nugget. Remedy Entertainment revealed this week that its Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, here we go, Travis, has progressed to the production readiness phase, while Control 2 is still in the proof of concept phase. So we're getting closer.
I don't remember Control. Is Control 2?
Control 2 is the sequel to Control.
Do you remember Control?
Oh, yeah. I love Control. It's a great game.
I feel like I know that you played it. When did it come out? While we were in college?
No. It came out in 2019 or 2020, I want to say.
And we're remaking it?
No, they're making a sequel.
Oh, so I can't fucking read.
No, you cannot. I think it's a game you would like, though. Anyway, I think it's on PlayStation Plus Extra, actually. I digress. Atari has acquired California remaster and remake specialist Digital Eclipse for up to $20 million. CD Projekt Red stated this week that they want the Cyberpunk series to have a quote-unquote similar evolution to that of The Witcher, with the sequel creating a quote-unquote total immersion experience. Okay, sounds awesome. Let's see if they can pull it off. Konami revealed on an earnings call this week that multiple Silent Hill remakes were being planned, and we've talked about this. Who the fuck wants this? Like, do people like Silent Hill that much? Like, I don't know, man. Whatever. Speaking of Silent Hill, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead. I don't know why I didn't put this up there, but their Silent Hill 2 pre-order pages went live at a lot of retailers this week, including GameStop. So that would seem to indicate that a release date announcement is going to be happening very soon. Also, Ubisoft announced that Far Cry 6 will no longer receive updates or patches, though the game's online services will march on for the time being. Modern Warfare 3 does not have a platinum trophy nor its own trophy list on PS5, instead appearing as a DLC trophy list under Modern Warfare 2. Yikes.
The
Yikes,
big
yikes, yikes.
bruh.
Big bruh. Speaking of, Travis, those who pre-ordered the game on PS4 and PS5 now have early access to the game's campaign mode, which apparently is only 3 or 4 hours long. We also learned that the weapon tuning feature is being removed from the game ahead of next week's launch, as apparently they got a lot of complaints about fans not liking that. I never used it. I thought it was stupid as hell anyway. So
Yeah, so if it's fair. It's weird to me that I
yeah.
can beat this campaign before I lose my Gran Turismo erection.
Indeed, I am reviewing this game for Gaming Nexus. It just kind of fell into
Which
my
one?
lap. I'm reviewing the entirety of Modern
Oh,
Warfare
okay.
3 for
Nice.
Gaming Nexus. Yeah, so I literally just asked a question out of curiosity in the Slack chat, and all of a sudden I had a PS5 code. I was like, okay, I guess I'm reviewing it. So
Careful what you ask.
yeah, careful what you have. Beware what you ask for.
Is the question you asked, "Can I have the review code?"
No, no. The question was, Rob, are you reviewing Modern Warfare 3?
And the answer was, "No, you are."
Yeah, the answer is no. You are. So yeah, okay. I wrote back. Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, it's
Jesus.
fine. It's perfectly fine. I'll do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Go write it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Anyway, we're getting out of control here. Where are we at? Next nugget. Elden Ring DLC development is quote unquote proceeding smoothly, according to From Software, parent company Kadokawa. Disney Dreamlight Valley's next major update will introduce a multiplayer mode that lets up to 4 friends visit each other's worlds, developer or simulations, if you will. Developer Gameloft also revealed a content roadmap through summer of 2024 that includes a major expansion each quarter. Fortnite brought back its original Battle Royale map this week, and within hours after launch, it had already had over 4 million concurrent players, which is crazy, of course. It actually hit 5 million at one point this afternoon. It's
Nostalgia
ridiculous.
is the most powerful emotion behind, love.
You are correct. You are correct. It had immediately had people calling for Call of Duty to bring back the first Warzone map,
Of course
Verdansk,
it did,
I think
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Well, just
Oh,
who
man.
cares? Bring it back. We'll just break everything with Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone.
Yep. Also, Starbreeze finally released Payday 3's first major patch on Friday after a mere 6 weeks, Travis, claiming that the game is, quote, finally up and running as things should be, end quote. There's that.
To do that before you release the game. I don't know, just an
Just
idea, do a quality check.
right. Maybe delay it. I mean, fuck. I don't know. Anyway, happens all the time. Website Games Industry reported that Devolver Digital acquired Seattle-based developer Systemera, the creators of Astroneer, for up to $40 million. As of October of 2023, 25 games released so far this year have a Metacritic score of 90 or more, the highest number since 2011, underscoring what a massive year it has been for new game releases. And it's pretty crazy. I think 2011 had like 17 or 18 90-plus games, so we're well outpacing that.
I was thinking yesterday, there's just a lot of games I wanna play, like, you know what I mean? Like, I still haven't even bought Assassin's Creed. I wanna
Mhm.
get Modern Warfare.
Mhm.
There's a new map coming to Azanzo. Still wanna play the Battlefield season.
Yeah, same.
There's just all kinds of shit going on, it seems like, and that's not even everything, that's just the surface level stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I feel the same way. And then, my wish list is just out of control. I think we're going to get a pretty good, Black Friday ish sale on the PS Store, though. So that'll be the time to jump on some of those.
Maybe I can pre-order War Hospital.
Maybe one of these days. Jesus Christ. Next nugget. Star Trek Online and Neverwinter developer Cryptic Studios is one of the latest studios to suffer layoffs as a part of parent company Embracer Group's quote unquote restructuring plan. The developer has also been moved under the direction of Deca Games within Embracer. Also, website Push Square reported that first-person magic shooter Immortals of Avium is getting a massive update on November the 16th, which will include a new playable in-game content, new game plus mode, and a new Grand Magnus difficulty mode. It will also be getting a free trial for PlayStation Plus Premium members that allows you to play up until the third chapter of the game. And I would definitely recommend that you all try the trial for the game. I think that game's criminally underrated. Very good. Gave it an 8.5 out of 10 for Gaming Nexus. Also, Mortal Kombat 1's first DLC featuring Invincible's Omni-Man is arriving on November the 9th for Season Pass holders and November the 16th for everyone else. Spanish outlet Wagons claimed this week that it's heard from sources close to Sony that a God of War Ragnarok expandalone game will be announced later this year, likely at the Game Awards. And we've kind of talked about this a little bit on the show after I played that game. I definitely think that this game could stand the expandalone treatment like Uncharted and Legacy of Thieves, or what is that? What was that game? Whichever one that was like the expansion for that. They could definitely do that with Atreus, Kratos' son, for sure. It'd be dope. Also, Vaporware's zombie survival MMO The Day Before has indefinitely delayed its PS5 version, and that game doesn't exist. It's not a real game. I'm convinced. It's like that one game that everybody thought was Kojima, including me. What was that game?
The Devil Inside.
No, that one too. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, what was it called? Like Blueface or Blue Point?
Yeah, Blue Box.
Box.
Blue Box was the developer. I don't remember the name of the game.
No, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Also, a canceled PlayStation 2 Daredevil game surfaced online this week with game preservation group The Hidden Palace producing a playable prototype on PC.
Perfect.
Yeah, I watched some gameplay footage. Go ahead.
Is it good?
No, it's literally just like a blue room with a bunch of boxes and then like a heat mapped like fucking stick figure running around. It's like I would prototype loosely. I mean, there's no way you know it's a Daredevil game. They didn't tell you.
I barely made it.
Yeah,
I was hoping he's blind. It would just be a black screen.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That could have been what I was looking at. I have no fucking idea. Anyway, doesn't matter. They canceled it. A number of new game trials went live for PlayStation Plus premium subscribers recently, including AFL 23, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Cyber TD, Evil West, Match Point, MotoGP 23, Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures Deluxe, Sifu, Tri-6 Infinite, TT Isle of Man Rise on the Edge 3, and Wizard with a Gun. Phantom Blade Executioners, the free-to-play spin-off of highly anticipated PS5 exclusive Phantom Blade Zero, was supposed to be available on the PlayStation Store, but I just looked to confirm, and they're having some type of technical difficulty, so it's not yet on the PlayStation Store, but it's coming at any moment, they say. So hang tight for that. Also, Stealth released on PS5 this week from Ubisoft, and it's available on PlayStation Plus Extra with a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5. I don't know how you upgrade that game, but whatever. Website PlayStation Lifestyle reported that Exoprimal's Monster Hunter crossover will kick off with Season 3 on January the 18th. HBO CEO Casey Bloys announced this week that production on the second season of The Last of Us will begin in early 2024, meaning that it likely won't air until 2025. Fart noise. Along those lines, Travis, Ghost of Tsushima movie director and John Wick director Chad Stahelski shared that the film is almost ready for production, telling Screen Rant that the production team is, quote, very close to getting our shit together, end quote.
Love it.
I do too.
Great.
Stoked for that. He says he wants to keep the visual style of the game somehow on film.
Which part? Because you could play the game in different ways. You know what I mean?
I think he means the default, like all the colors and shit,
Oh, not the black and white version you could play?
Yeah, not the what's that called? Kirokawa or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I want to see if the wind still directs people where to go, like if the character will get lost.
Yeah.
I also want to know if he can whistle for the horse. I guess that's not as cool as I said it out loud, but in my head, like
sure,
how you could be on top of the mountain and whistle for the horse and it would just show up.
Turn around.
That's what I want to happen.
That's such a great game. Fucking A. Next nugget. Website PlayStation Universe reported that the following games received update patches this week: Battlefield 2042, Baldur's Gate 3, Alan Wake 2, Gran Turismo 7, AEW Fight Forever, Spider-Man 2, Overwatch 2, Diablo 4, Apex Legends, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, Lords of the Fallen, and Payday 3. So if you've been waiting for some fixes or new content, check those out. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been rated in South Korea, meaning it is on schedule for its release in February. IO Interactive CEO, the makers of Hitman, of course, told Edge Magazine that their Project 007 game is the quote unquote ultimate spycraft fantasy. And I am stoked. God, I can't fucking wait for
Good.
this. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, the way he said that and knowing how Hitman is, I can only imagine what they've come up with story-wise. Because I'm in my head, there's going to be like 13,000 ways to get the spying accomplished. Or what is the art of spying called?
Yeah, spycraft. That's it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. He also said that the game is going to be more Daniel Craig than Roger Moore.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but I like the sound of it.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I've seen the Roger Moores, but
I think he means maybe they're
I
going to be
don't.
like less campy, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want it to be a remake of the movie either. You know what I mean?
No, it won't be. Also, The Expanse, a Telltale series, received a bonus episode called Archangel this week, featuring Christian Avasarala from the television show, of course. It's voiced by the same lady who I cannot say her name, but it's the same person doing the voicing.
So Christian Arvasala, same person?
No. Sega revealed this week in financial reports that its first super game should be ready by the end of March of 2026, and apparently the game has a budget of $800 million. $800 million. So like 3 or 4 fucking Sony PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be good. It's going to be like a mid. It's going to be 6 or 7. I would bet everything on it.
I didn't remember this, but apparently they have partnered with Microsoft Xbox to make this game. I don't remember that at all. So it might not even be relevant to us, but it's ridiculous no matter what.
It is. I mean, they could have bought out most of the people
At Bungie.
from Bungie.
Yeah. Oh boy. Also, well-known insider Dusk Golem claimed this week that Capcom is currently working on Resident Evil 9, which will conclude the current Ethan Winters story arc, and it's planned for release in 2025.
That's a terrible name. Dusk Golem. It's really bad.
Yeah, it is bad. It's bad. A new rumor this week suggested that WWE 2K24 will be dedicated to the career of the late Bray Wyatt.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but I guess he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah, he is dead.
How did he die?
I really don't know. I really have no idea, but he is dead. Confirmed. Developer. Developer. Oh, man.
His body's probably not even cold. He's probably a nice guy.
Probably, I mean, super nice. He's probably the nicest guy on the planet. Also, was the nicest guy on the planet. Who's the nicest guy on the planet now? It's Keanu Reeves. Developer developer Red Barrels announced that the Outlast Trials is still on schedule to release for PS4 and PS5 in early 2024. It's that multiplayer Outlast game, Travis. Crytek told Rock Paper Shotgun, which is a great name, this week that the developer has not rolled out a single-player campaign for its extraction shooter Hunt Showdown. And just as a reminder, they're also releasing a PS5 version next spring, native version. Blizzard confirmed that Diablo 4's next expansion is called Vessel of Hatred, and it's releasing late next year. Website Gematsu reported that free-to-play battle royale game at My Hero Ultra Rumble has been downloaded 7 million times since its launch on September the 28th.
God.
Yeah. Open world hack and slash action RPG Hammerwatch 2 is launching for PS5 on December the 12th, with a PS4 release coming in 2024. Remnant 2's The Awakened King DLC will launch November the 14th. Fighting game Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising has been delayed to December the 14th. Spirit Hunter Deathmark 2 is launching for PS5 in the West on February 15th. Retro first-person shooter Dusk is now available on PS4 for $19.99. Simulation RPG Roots of Pacha will release on PS4 and PS5 on November the 28th. Interactive animated adventure game RZ, The Jewel of Faramore, will launch for PS4 and PS5 on February 14th. And finally, Travis Gematsu reported that Chinese company NetEase Games announced the establishment of a new studio called Fantastic Pixel Castle, which is creating a AAA MMO game codenamed Ghost. And that is all for the news this week. I'll turn it over to Travis now for this week's new games. Pretty big list here.
Let's see here. On Halloween, we had Jusant, which is a rock climbing game set in Israel. We have Headbangers Rhythm Royale, Plate Up, the Foglands, and the Forest Cathedral. On the first, we had this bed we made. I think it's a bed making simulator. On the second, we have Achilles Legends Untold, Arcade Archives, Deo. My Time at Sandrock, Phantom Blade Executioners, allegedly, RoboCop Rogue City, Star Ocean, The Second Story R, The Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of the Green Stone, The Talos Principle 2, Thirsty Suitors, Uno, Vampire the Masquerade Justice. On the third, we have Amabilly. Okay.
I guess.
DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing, EA Sports WRC, Ebenezer and the Invisible World. Is that about Scrooge? Ebenezer Scrooge?
It is. It's a Ebenezer Scrooge side-scrolling action game.
See, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Jumanji Wild Adventures, Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures Deluxe, The Silent Swarm, and Quantum Error.
Again, big week of releases here. A lot of different stuff going on here. Let's see. First of all, I'm just going to tell you guys, I have been reviewing Jusant, the first game that's not in Israel. It's a rock climbing game set in a fictional world, and it is fucking excellent. I gave it a 9 out of 10 for Gaming Nexus. Wonderful. It was really hard to keep quiet about that game. It's so good. Go
Why
play
is it
It's
good?
like,
You're just climbing rocks.
it's just good, man. It's like it's better than it has any right to be. It has no spoken dialogue, but it has a good story. And the rock climbing gameplay is like a bunch of it's do you remember the climbing portions from Astro's Playroom?
Yeah.
Like it's like that, but the entire game is that.
But what did you say before that?
I said that the story is very good.
Yeah, what's the story? What do you mean? How is there a story without words? You just climbing a rock.
Well, you're reading stuff. You're
On the
reading.
rocks? Like
No, you're finding.
hieroglyphs?
No, well, some of that, but you're finding like letters and journals and shit on the way up and reading them. And
Oh, that's
you're
sad. They're all dead.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh, we don't know that. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Why else would there be a letter there?
No, people. I mean, without ruining anything, you can tell the long and short of it is that people that did live on this tower thing left because it stopped raining, and then the rest you can figure out for yourself from there. So,
You know what? I thought this was a game about rock climbing, like the competitive rock climbers. Apparently, that has nothing to do with competitive rock climbing.
definitely not.
Oh, never mind.
Definitely
Completely had the wrong idea. Okay, now it makes a lot more sense.
Definitely not.
I just pictured one of those assholes from those documentaries, that are climbing, looking off the edge. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. This isn't Stallone's like cliffhanger movie.
That's what I thought.
No, that's hilarious. So anyway, excellent game. We also got Headbangers Rhythm Royale, which is like it kind of looks like Fall Guys in a way. It's like a bunch of mini games, battle royale thing. Looks neat. What else here? Apparently, this bed we made is very good. It's just a narrative. My Time at Sandrock's supposed to be pretty good. It's like an open world slice of life simulator type game. That Phantom Blade Executioners game people were excited about. That free to play that I was mentioning. Got the RoboCop game this week, which actually looks pretty good. And everybody's excited about Uno. And then Vampire the Masquerade Justice for PSVR 2. I'm currently playing and reviewing it for Gaming Nexus. EA Sports WRC, which Travis, I'm sure, will speak to here in just a moment. That cool and weird Ebenezer Scrooge game. And yeah, pretty interesting and big week for new game releases. So with that, let's start to wrap the show up here like we always do by discussing what we've been playing and anything that we're looking forward to. What do you got?
We'll see. I'm looking forward to my free trial of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I will be looking at that.
Yeah.
Still not gonna play Jusant. A little less exciting now that but whatever. I'll just I'll watch some video on it. I'll probably do the Sifu trial too, just to see Sifu how hard it is.
Sure.
Yeah. So we played the finals. Did we talk about this last week, or did I?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we had yet. No, I think I did, but you did not.
Yeah. So thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, I'm not bad at it, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
But no,
I
it's
kind of
fun.
figured that.
I was I think we were I'm a little reckless with the foam, so I stuck you into a wall with the foam and got
It's
you
something
killed.
about these games with foam, by the way, for you.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And then I at another part I foamed around the vault so nobody could get it. And then they
Mhm.
shot the bottom of the floor out with a rocket, which didn't occur to me that they would just do that.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. I enjoy it. It's just different. Like it moves like Battlefield, obviously, but then it has a lot of the it has like jump pads and different little gadgets each guy has, and
Yeah.
you were destroying everything in your path because you kept using the power up at the wrong time. So that was hilarious. But no, I liked it. I liked that. I never felt like we couldn't win. You know,
Yeah.
it reminded me a lot of there's a game. Remember the game we played where you had to like what is it called? You had to, like crank the gold into the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck, what that was like a Robin Hood game we played for
yeah.
a little bit.
And it reminded me of that in a sense, like a modern version
Sure.
of that, but much more polished.
Yeah.
I just like the idea, like, you're in this arena, the crowd's cheering. Thoroughly
Mhm.
love that the AI voice is the guy from NFL Blitz. So, it's
Yeah.
great for me. I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. I think it and Foam Stars are equally fun.
Mhm.
Enjoyed them both. Looking forward to the full release. Other than that, I continued my career mode on FIFA. That's not FIFA anymore, and
Oh, yeah.
just signed if the guy's 6'8", I sign them. It's kind of a rule I have. So I have a 6'8" goalie, a 6'8" center back, and a 6'8" midfielder. And they're just fucking huge. Like
Fuck's sake.
it's great. I love it. If I find another one, I'll sign them. There's got to be a way I can look up heights
There's a
and just
6'9" striker I can send to you if you're really that dedicated.
okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna waste all my budget on 6'9", 6'8" people.
I think his name's Kyle Hudlin.
Oh, great. No.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, I'm just enjoying that. I lost the FA. I got promoted to the Championship League now, and lost the FA Cup final to somebody. I don't even remember who I played, but they were way fucking better than I was, and they were a Premier League team. And I was like, I've got to get some talent, or this will never work. so,
Yeah.
so working on that. Yeah, the last thing I played was WRC. I think it has like an 83 on Open Critic, which is pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've seen a lot of 8s, and I've seen a couple of 6s, and I get it. Like I told you, the main issue I have with it is I've had some occasional frame drop. I think they've already said they're gonna address that with the next update, but that's the only issue I've had with it. I've been playing the career mode where you kinda build your car up from the bottom, so I picked there's WRC Junior, WRC2, and then WRC, so I picked the lowest one.
Mhm.
The calendar is I gotta be honest with you, the UI sucks, like
Yeah.
when you first join in, like the fucking menu items, it talks to you, like, you hit the button, then it'll be like options, and you hit the button, and it's like career mode, and like I had to turn that off. I don't need you to fucking talk to me.
Yeah, I hate when games do that.
And then like when you go to the actual calendar, you'll be like, hey, I'm on week 3, right? And there'll be 3 different rally events. You can rest your staff, and there'll be a guy you can talk to hire your staff, and then there'll be one event that the person that gives you money, they call it something. Your investor, they call it something else
Yeah.
that he wants you to do. Like they want you to go do this event. You don't have to do it, but you have certain goals, objectives within your contract. Like do 3 sponsor events, and there's 5 available, but you have to do 3. So then you need to
Mhm.
make sure that like, you don't want to get to the point where you have to do one, but then you miss an actual WRC event. But then like the first event it wants you to do puts you in like a really slow car.
Of course.
So I was like bored out of my fucking mind. It's like 2 stages, and I'm just like, I got it to the floor. I'm in 5th gear. I'm doing 68, and it's like nothing's happening. Just driving. Like, like it's not even hard. But no, I enjoy the delivery editor is basic but nice. It's functional. You can put all kinds of decals on your car. A lot of them will be familiar from F1. Same thing with your logos. There'll be a lot of familiar ones from F1.
Mhm.
They built the whole engine from the bottom up. It's the tarmac's really good. Like anything on asphalt on that game is epic. Like it's really fucking good. The gravel is really good too. The snow isn't bad, but I don't like it. Like it's not for me.
Mhm.
I'm decently quick on it, but I've never liked the snow on rally games. I've never driven a snow rally sim in any way, shape, or form and thought it was good.
Mm.
It just feels weird to me. And then the banks, it'll have like there's always these banks of snow, like at random points, and like they're hard, and if you hit them, it's just too much. Like it's just not realistic to me, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
But no, the feedback on the wheel is great. Like it's a little bit more approachable than the Dirt Rally games because the Dirt Rally games are like Dark Souls for racing games. This is somewhere a step below that. It's a little bit more approachable, but it's like when you get into a flow state on it, it's really good. Like the stages are actually decently long. Like you might have a 2-stage event, but that stage might be 8 minutes. It might be 10 minutes long, right?
Mhm.
And you get it when you get into the flow states. Like there was one where I'm snaking in and out of S turns. And there's guardrails, and it's on tarmac. I'm just hauling ass, and it's like it feels natural, which is nice. I really enjoy it. And maybe we should cut this part and send it to Codemasters, like tweet it at them because the last rally I did, I came around the last turn. The guy says 60 crest over finish. As I'm coming out of the turn, a bird flies in front of me, scares the absolute shit out of me.
Are you
I
playing
almost crashed.
are you playing a cockpit camera?
Yes, so I come around the turn and it's just like bird, like flying from right to left, like scared the shit out of me. And the funny part is, I haven't seen anybody else mention this. Like I
I
haven't
was
seen
gonna
any
say, is this a
streamers. I
yeah.
don't know. But it fucking scared me. Like I don't know if it's a thing that happens and I just happen to time it right. Like maybe I'm so slow that I happen to hit like the RNG of the bird, but like it jump scared me in a rally game.
So I've been playing a little bit of everything. Played a little bit of Spider-Man 2. PS5 says I'm 30% done with the main story of that. I'll get back to that one of these days. Like you said, we played the finals, and I enjoyed it a lot more playing with you than by myself with strangers, first of all. But I also turned off crossplay because I was telling you that with crossplay on, I felt like I was playing with a bunch of bots, and I was playing with people on my team that had Chinese characters as their name. And come to find out, there are already a ton of cheaters on PC that have paid for these like hitbox things and whatever. And so we turned off crossplay, and it was far more enjoyable. Imagine that. I did go ahead and try out the Sifu trial, and I thought it was cool. It definitely seems a little difficult in parts. I think that game is eventually going to come to PlayStation Plus Extra, so I'll just hold out. I'm not going to buy it, but it's definitely worth checking out the trial, I think. I already talked about Jusant. It's a wonderful game. 9 out of 10 should play. And the last thing has been Vampire the Masquerade at Justice, which is a stealth action game, adventure game for PSVR 2. And I'll kind of withhold my full thoughts on it for my review that's going to be coming here in the next few days. But it's okay. It's okay. Stay tuned for my full thoughts on that one. And over at gamingnexus.com here very soon, hopefully. Very soon. Just got to find the time to write this bitch up. Anyway, Travis, after like 3 or 4 disconnects, we finally made it. Fuck this podcastle shit. God, it's brutal. Anyway, that's it for Travis. It's it for me. It's it for the show. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to get a new episode delivered straight to you every Monday. Also, if you could leave us a rating or review wherever you're listening, that'd be very helpful, as it does help us in the algorithms. We'd also love to chat with you. Find us on social media. We go by at the DualSense Pod on everything from X to Facebook to Instagram to Threads. Our website is thedualsenspodcast.wordpress.com. You can get the shows there each week as well. We'll get out of here now. Thank you guys for listening and have a great week. We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.